We are the change makers, the innovators. We are solving the problems of the 21st century. We create, we lead, we inspire. Beginning your journey at Central University is opening your chapter to success. Here, we are a family that works together to make the change today for a better Sierra Leone and world tomorrow. Here is a home for you. Central University, a place where careers begin.
My family, una good evening. I hope say any side usa una dey na the world. I hope say una dey do well. I hope say the year begin with well body and good health. For me, I tell God thank you for 2023, and I pray say the year go done with me with well body and good health. Some of una wey dey follow me, una know for say during this January I lost a couple of really good friends them, young people them. I pray say may God give them good road, and if una safe na them kind situations then they I say make we all ask here and make God give we the people there we will like way don't go before go na the next dunya, make God self give them good road, and we wait left na so make God continue for cover we. So it don't say we una see me, and no say some of una reach out to me personally asking me, Matilda wetin happen, Matilda wetin make you know they come. Matilda. Okay, so Matilda is here now. So basically we are exactly 6 months. In fact, if I say 6 months, if I don't lie, we are exactly 5 months to the election. We are exactly 5 months to Sierra Leone decides. We are exactly 5 months to 2023 June 24th general elections. A very important year this, not only for Sierra Leone, now a very important year for country like Nigeria, who will be going to the polls if not in few weeks, I think now in few days time if I'm not a mistake. And then you have Liberia, our next door neighbor. They are also going to the polls. We wish them good luck, but waiting really important to we as Sierra Leoneans then, now the one way they happen inside we your yard, inside we your ibale, right? There is a lot of things that don't happen leading on to the end of the year. Even as the year don't begin, so many things then don't begin take place already. And last year I remember on my own personal page I been tell people and say I go can read the Auditor General's report to them. And then a lot of una been the wait for make I read them because I don't use for read them, right? But I decide against that. Because the time is not yet. I know say some people and go say, hey Matilda, what are you saying? The time is not yet. What are you talking about? We're 5 months towards election. No. The time is not yet. You see, in strategic communication, you need for be able for judge the tempo. You need for be able for read the environment, see what people have appetite for, see waiting, you need for know when are the right time for press certain buttons for say certain things. So bear with me, people. The time is not yet. The time is coming. Waiting I go assure una for sure is that it will be read. It will be looked at in detail. You know wetin really get for sweet panda reading day, make I tell una now up front. Wetin get for sweet panda reading day is that Auditor General report day, not to one side no more e dey audit. E dey audit all side. So how we dey put am? We dey put am side by side. One side Auditor General report, then one side the manifesto, right? The ruling party in manifesto. We cannot go into a general election with a ruling party, being there to be re-elected, and then we not evaluate, we not go back and say, now so una been tell with Radeo, una don't do wetin una been tell with Rade, or almost una do pan waiting una been tell with Rade, right? And then pan that do what una they do, or that do what una say una do. Make we can now and say, then one them where they look inside the book, inside the host book, waiting then self and waiting then self say. So it's very, very important for make we get then discussions and day. And listen, my aim here, my objective here, the thing is that una can tout me party picking on una want, so una can label me to whatever political party una want. The thing is that my conscience is clear, my conscience is clean. This time, about 5 years ago, around the same time, I begin do exactly what I'm about to set up for do so with then it was the APC ruling party. So nothing all the way I can do in these next 5 months where I not been done do. You go back to my page, you go back to my timeline, I know they delete them thing and then they. So you can go back and say, you know what, she has stayed true to her conviction. See, the thing is that way I feel sorry for is that a lot of educated, a lot of elites in the last general election, I strongly believe that some of the things that we them for don't understand or we them for know then they didn't know. I strongly believe that some of their support was blindly given. I strongly believe say then cast support and say campaign for certain people them without really taking the time and looking at what is being put in front of them. I strongly believe that. And I think that in the process there are a lot of people with regrets. Now, me or Matilda, do I regret? Absolutely not. Why make I go sit down for say I did not regret? First of all, I did not endorse anyone. The only thing what I do is that I make an open say one particular candidate, I am in alignment with their ideals. You know what I mean? I say I like the waiting and they propose, waiting and stand for. But I don't go as far for say, now this person me they support and now this party me they support. You won't find it anywhere. So again, it puts me in the position not of neutrality, but of common sense. I did use me aid talk. Make me more to talk. I not just the talk no more because I've been driven by the Joneses or something look fine or something they shine. That means say now that shine they for draw me attention. So I strongly believe say a lot of people then vote and a lot of people then support during the last election naively. We go back to some of the things, but for now, make we take with them, make we explore some of the things that we don't come up. Many people then get different opinion, and again, you don't need for agree with me your opinion, right? You don't need for agree with what I say. I am just here And don't be antagonistic. This is, we are Sierra Leonean, and this is why we're here. We all have a vested interest in our country, believe you or not. Even to the person who you feel say is an opposition, or not a toe you line, or disagree with you, that person equally, to some degree or another, also gets some form of vested interest in that country. Now, the vested interest depends, okay? It depends. You can get a vested interest in something. Just because you get a vested interest in something, don't mean for saying not for good, not always for good. Sometimes it can be a selfish vested interest. Other times it can be, a selfless vested interest. Yeah. With that said, I go try for do wetin I can. I no go guarantee una say, you will see the fire speeder, because I really want to make we take with him for understand yourself. There are times when you can be a fire speeder when it is needed, but there are times when you get for left the fire speeding to the side, and become a teacher, become an educator. So meal approach, just like I did again, like I said, 4.5 years ago, is to be an educator. Okay, and then we all can talk and dialogue together. I hope that's at least that's the show that I'm trying to bring as we enter this election season, as we enter hashtag Sierra Leone decides, as we enter hashtag 24th June 2023 elections. Yeah. Now, before I go any further, we get notice but national IDs. We get notice but national IDs then. And wetin we understand from the notice where we get, I go just talk to me, ask the producer make he put that notice there, because not to all man go don see this news here. So, and it good for make we help with people them understand some of them news there, or some of them decisions there, and maybe somehow how it might affect the average Sierra Leonean. Yeah. So this one also now for the National Civil Registration Authority. So the National Civil Registration Authority say cost of the various categories of sorry, una excuse me small, yeah. The screen where they read for it's just a little bit tiny for me, so sometimes I am not able to see. Is that securize? I think the word is securize and multi-purpose biometric identity card in Sierra Leone. If I read it correctly, forgive my slowness in reading today. The National Civil Registration Authority is pleased to announce cost for the various categories of secured and multi-purpose biometric identity card. So then go on for list the price. Them I'm not going to read the entire thing. Actually, let me just read the entire thing because it's a very short statement. It says the authority further wishes to inform the general public that application, processing, and receipt for the categories of biometric ID cards for persons of 12 years and above will be done I think at the respective NCRA offices and other designated centers across the country. Details above I dey stand for read the small, okay, people? So details about the production of ID cards for children under 12 will be communicated in due course. Okay, so if you don't 12 year and up, now the price then this way then they can put for either your national ID card, your ECOWAS passport or other thing them. And then one them way then 0 year to 12 year, then say them go tell una later now almost it go be. So then say the national identity card for Sierra Leoneans them wey na 12 year and older, then say na 140,000. 140,000. And then say the ECOWAS ID card on demand for Sierra Leone na 240,000. Can I have it moved up, please? Can we scroll to the bottom, please? Okay, so I don't know what's in they happen to we. Okay, yeah, okay, and then go on for say the ECOWAS ID card for children of ECOWAS members. So if you stay among the ECOWAS countries, them and for you picking them want ECOWAS ID card, then say na 400,000, and then say the non-national ID card. So for foreigner then people then when are visitor then where they're not born inside ECOWAS country, or they're not born at Salone, or they're not to Sierra Leoneans them, or they're not really part of the ECOWAS nations, then say they own na 2 million. And then say applicable application fees na 5,000. Now I don't know if na 5,000 this, or if na 5 million. Me know now they can call the money they ask for. I forget. Give me. I think it is 5,000 or 500,000. I'm not sure. And then they say the ID verification depending on field of interest. So basically, they say that this nine na the new money. Wetin I glad about in this pricing is that they name am in leons, because if you remember when the first set of pricing been come, they put them in dollars. And so that leave a question as in, okay, now whose currency Salone they operate on? As far as I am concerned, now I say Sierra Leone, so if I operate on the currency of the sovereign state, which is the Leone. So if una dey put something out and then una go tag them or peg them to the dollars, then it begs the question, okay, what is the actual currency of the state? But then this price also lead to something else, as in we also know say we nation na a very poor nation. We know say we people they're very poor. We know for say the middle income bracketeers, so the people them within at the middle class, they're not bokuna Salone. The people themselves within at the upper class, they're not bokuna Salone. The people them within at the lower class, now them bokuna Salone. And the truth is that I bet you $100, most of these people, I would say 99%, maybe an exaggeration of 99%, because some people and we get people overseas, we can manage them, but let me bring it down to 90. I would say about 90% of that strata of the population, they cannot afford what they are asking for. And if they need ID for certain important things, then you know ID card, ID card, ID card not to something where citizens then for pay for. I not say passport, but I say ID card. ID card not to something where citizens then for pay for, na something where the government supposed for for able for give you for free. You just need for apply, you carry and go na a place, then take you picture, then do wetin dem need for do, and then you have access to it. I think some of these things, we try for monitorize a lot of things, but I think some of these things, these are part of the amenities that government should be able to provide for its citizens. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the passport, because if I talk about the passport, then they will lead me to a different discussion when about the image, the recent image, and the passport logo, right? The recent image and the implication of using that image in our passport. We call ourselves the Lion's Mountain, Sierra Loa, the Lion's Mountain. And then now we decide to use the image of a baboon as our national animal. I know for say the Tagloma Forest there, and I myself don't visit them where small. I don't go there. I don't do several expedition there. Nothing to the chimpanzee or whatever, and to wildlife conservation. But more and more people are trying to trace their heritage. More and more people are trying to identify with their their origin. And when I say origin, their black origin, their ancestral origin. And the use and implication of the baboon, like I say, make I not go down that road today. I'll just leave it at that, to be picked up for another day, to be picked up for another time, because I know say when I go through that manifesto, I'm pretty sure there's a section that deals with tourism. There's a section that deals with national identity. There's a section that deals with all of that. And that would be the opportune time to really throw light into this and to why the uproar. Because sometimes people may not be understand the uproar. And it's something also I said, I will take me time for explain to people and why the uproar. But again, everything is in its time and its purpose. I don't want for waste time too much. Now I want for go to waiting with Kaya so for discuss. And by the way, the phone lines are open, because honestly, waiting I get for say will be said in less than 20 minutes. Will be said in less than 20 minutes. And let the chips lie wherever they fall, because at the end of the day, it is not a conversation for the now, it's an evergreen conversation, meaning that this is a conversation that we are going to continue to have. It's not a conversation that's going to just rest in eternity. The part of the conversation that will cease is maybe, the new or the extension. But the part of the conversation that will never cease is the operations, of the airport itself, and the implication to Sierra Leoneans in general. Okay, I go just read this press release quickly. I asked me technical. Okay, so basically, on the 16th of January, the government of Sierra Leone, the Ministry of Transportation and Aviation, make a press release. It pulls something I do for make people them go know, for tell people them, like say you couldn't need to somebody, so it pulls something I do for couldn't need to we the people them. So the letter goes like this. The press statement goes like this. I go read it now. I'll just wait for my technical team for put them up so I'll be able to read them. It says, dear sir or madam, announcing the official date of taking over the operations of the Freetown International Airport under Article 61X of the Build, Operate, Transfer Agreement for the construction, financing, and concession of the Freetown International Airport by and between the Republic of Sierra Leone and the Suma Airport SL Limited. So now they say Suma Airport SL Limited, we mean for say this company, yeah, so don't incorporate themselves, we mean say na a registered business inside Sierra Leone, because if they're not to be a registered business inside Sierra Leone, they're not being forget that name. It would have just been the Sumo Group International, but this one they say the Sumo Group Airport Sierra Leone Limited, which means in a registered business. Number one. Number two, they say the Freetown International Airport. You will don't ever go travel go Salone, you definitely know say if you put Freetown na international airport, nothing no dey come. Nothing no dey come. Where they try for buy tickets. Now where you put Lungi International, nine something they begin come where they make sense to you. So which basically means that the Lungi International Airport, as we know it, according to this document, ceased to exist. So now the name has been rebranded. They don't change the name to Freetown International Airport. I continue to read. I have the honor to refer to the above subject and to kindly inform you that the Sumo Group SL Limited shall be taking over the operations and management of the Freetown International Airport effective Friday, 20th January 2023, consistent with the agreement under reference. So as of right now, so as 7 days ago, so today makes 7 days now, where actually if I say 7 days, then that will be since the 21st. But since they say since the 20th, I need for begin count since the 20th. So counting properly go mean say today make 8 days now where these new people them they operate the what we used to know or what we used to call the Lungi International Airport is now the Freetown International Airport. You are kindly requested to render your fullest cooperation and support to the Sumo Groups Limited, to the Sumo Airport SL Limited during and after the transition. May I seize this opportunity to wish you all the best in 2023 as we look forward to a very seamless transition for the operations of the Freetown International Airport. Okay, so basically waiting happen now so is that and you see the fact that it's a bill transfer bill operating transfer, that did not to me problem at all, because boku businesses them, boku ventures them are done in this manner, right? The fact say na other person na income bill then they say I no get problem with that, because even as soon as the Western countries, some ventures then they, some venture capitals then they, something then they way na other person na other country, not to inside the people within the country, not to then they bill them. But the thing where worrisome here for me is that it's the amount of the length of time for this bill operating transfer na 25 years concession. So I mean for say for 25 years, any revenue where they come na inside Salone, right? Any revenue where then they make another airport they pan flight, any revenue where then they make another airport they pan taxes. And I don't forget to na $25 for enter inside Salone, $25 airport tax for come back, and then na $50. Just now make we times say 100 people in the inside plane. Most of the time the plane, the Boeing is about 200 and something capacity, sometimes 300 capacity depending on the Boeing, right? Now make we times that number, the times 25. Before that revenue, even though it was I made to understand that it's a third-party agency that's operating that, but there's a good percentage that was going into the national coffers, right? Into the national purse. Now, when you get this this agreement, what's not clear is the details of this agreement between the Sumo Group and the Sierra Leone government as a sovereign nation. First of all, you don't take the airport, one of your sovereignty, we very important to your sovereignty, you enter where you don't take and you don't go put an other manual on, right? Um, and I know people here would be like, oh, this airport na so and so person na im own am. That airport na so and so nationals na im own am. Remember, I say I really do not care about the nationality of the person who may have come to build the airport or whatever. I don't care about that. Wetin me care about now the details, the fine details of the agreement, which has not been released for the public to see. The fine, the black and white is very important for make the nation know waiting and government don't go sign on the name, because remember, this government is not going to be in power for 25 years. At the end of this 25 years concession, this airport will all the escape and it go don rotten, it go don yankashi, it go don yankashi. It not gonna look like team for it anymore. Right now, it look like team for it. But by the time that 25 years they don't come out, then people and they go don't make their money would 3, 4, 5 times over. Go don't yankashi. And then waiting now go be turned over to Sierra Leone to manage. Then question and the information and they're very important. Right now, the percentage, the ratio, how then they split the money right now, where the money they come, as Suma Group, they manage the airport. Suma Group, for every $1, then they get 70%. And they get 70%, then Salone, they get 30%. For every $1, so it's 70 to 30. That is the ratio. Now, una times are now for every for every $1. Una know waiting in me. Una they buy una tickets them. You listen, eh? For make one person cross, and I know for say that is a different operation, a different service operated by someone different. But for make a family of 5, when are the average family of Sierra Leoneans them? Average family of Sierra Leone is a family of 5. Most of the time, mama, papa, and 3 pikin. Most of the time, now you dey hear but for make them cross back and forth inside Salone, na 13.5 million. 13 point. Did you hear what I am saying? 13 for a family of 5 for go Salone. I know they count the flight tickets. I just they count no more waiting and get for pay for cross from Lungi go inside Freetown at 13.5 million leons. So when you take that into account, when you take that expenditure into account and you look at the viability of Mamama Airport, and the reason why I not go show Mamama Airport, neither will I show this new airport, is because I get the 3D image of Mamama Airport and not able to secure the 3D image of this new extension. If I be able to secure both, then I've been for sure them all two side by side. But because I'm not able to secure both, for me, it is not a good representation for show one against the other. No, I'm not about that business. I don't care how excited people are and blah, blah, blah. The thing is that for an extra 60 million, because this airport cost what? 270 million winner an extension with 4 wings, right? Meaning that 4 planes then can anchor at the same time, right? And then you compare them to the Mamama Airport that was supposed to have been a city, a new city, an opportunity for do proper urban planning, proper city planning, because that was what it was. It been get hotel, it been get your market, it been get your this, your restaurant, then hotels, them there. There was so much. It would have been a city on its own, because the truth is Freetown don't choke. All my one can Freetown. All my one can Freetown. Everybody wants to be a Freetonian. Everybody wants to belong. Everybody wants to have their own cake of Freetown. And Freetown don't overcrowded. Freetown don't choke. So having Mamama would have been an opportunity for divert some of that crowd from Freetown, give people them we don't tire for free of Freetown, an opportunity for establish a brand new life for be in a planned city. Be in a planned city. So basically, my mama to me, when I look at my mama, for another 60 million, I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it. And this is my humble opinion here. I think even if the current government, because now the past government been done sign, it is good to have continuity. But let's just say, out of malice or whatever, the past government, because now them be don't sign this mama agreement, yeah, and then me self we sit down at the time I criticized the mama airports because then say outside through they make we talk. I criticize. I said this is not the right time. The economic situation of the country and inflation and everything, I'm like, there are important things to deal with at that time than trying to construct a new city, a new airport. Not that it wasn't needed, but it just wasn't the appropriate time. And now when they bring this extension come, I also said, for the money you might as well go back to my mama. For the money where they can spend on this one, you might as well go back to my mama. For the same money, we know other countries they don't build brand new airports thing. So if that is the case, if this one an extension, a full leaf no more they can give, how about we do something new that brings school, hospitals, technological improvements, businesses, new innovative ideas in one city. So basically, what you been forget now, like what Abuja is to Lagos, yeah, what Yamoussoukro is to Abidjan. Yeah, for now we don't travel small within the African countries then and don't see, then try forget an administrative city, then try forget a business city. It would have been for the one where they inside Canada, it would have been what Toronto is to Ottawa. Yeah. What Washington, New York is to una name them, una where they. I no need for Telona. So basically, that's the that is the idea. And let me be quick to say, right? I would rather not. Okay, so the comments are a bit whatever. That would have been a good thing because that would have created jobs, opportunity. It also would have taken some of the stress, some of the load off of Freetown and then distribute them somewhere else. Because right now the load in Freetown continues to be heavy and heavy. It just they compound, it just they add. Because people don't want to go to Bo, they don't want to go sit in Bo and live and be in Bo. They will let for go their weekend, but they don't want for day all week and make that the entire place. They don't want for go sit down and McKinney and make McKinney home. They don't want for go Kenema and make Kenema home. They don't want for go Puja and make Puja home. You know what I mean? And then that would have given a breathing space to clean up Freetown properly. Freetown being the administrative capital or the business capital, and then say Mama the administrative, there was an opportunity to do something. There was an opportunity to do something. And with this extension, that opportunity, I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see that opportunity. Because, we get for think, if even we think about the money where than they first now and albatross now we all neck now rope we tie now we all neck, whether we like it or not. Like I said, this government, it doesn't matter, they will not be in power for 25 years. If another government comes, same thing, they themselves will not be in power for 25 years. So at the end of the day, now we the local people then, me and you, now we necky eng. Now we necky eng. Now we picking the necky eng. Now the tourists the necky eng. When you have such things, they make they make them sweet and enjoyable for people and for come back and appreciate home. I know people are trying, they're really hustling and trying to go home and do something home, but the administrators, the gatekeepers are not making easy for us. They're not making easy for us. You can't keep be calling folks to come back home, but everything that should make life worth coming home for you make it so difficult. Okay, so now you don't build this, you don't add this extension to this airport. And make nobody not tell me say na in a new airport. Before I go further, I want for read a quick definition, please. I go ask me technical team, make it put up the definition of the word new and the definition of the word extension. So here, according I think now Merriam-Webster dictionary, this the definition of the word new, right? New means having to recently come into existence, right? Having recently come into existence, having been seen, used, or known for a short time. Nouvelle, in French, nouvelle, new. Something that is unfamiliar to you is new. Something never seen before is new, right? I want to go to the word extension. When you look at the word extension, and I will take the subset B here, it says an enlargement in scope of operation. An enlargement in scope of operation, right? What I can say, if my mama had happened, I would have said it was something new, because it was being seated in a new location, never seen before, never, I can see how people can want to interpret this extension as new, but no, the location has not changed. The environment, the circumference has not changed. The runway being used was repaved, redone. Right, redone. Not for say them build a brand new runway. No, they repave the old runway so that it will be smooth for landing and smooth for takeoff. And then they add another wing, a new wing. So that is an expansion. Not to say the old airport, not to it team up there, now part of the old airport. So how you can tell me say this thing is so new? For reasoning's sake, please make we know how to define words then. And when words are defined, let us use it appropriately. Yeah. Let us just use it appropriately. And then secondly, just because they change the name of the airport, no mean for say, then they also justify or qualify them to be called new. No, the location still remains Lungi. And when you reach na Lungi, it no matter, say like for say you dey comot Lome, where you flight from Lome to Salone na 2 hours. It no matter if you dey comot Senegal. It no matter if you dey comot the Gambia. It no matter who say you dey comot. It no matter if you dey comot as far as Yaso, wey something a 17, 18-hour flight or 20 hours flight. It doesn't matter. When you get to Lungi, what facilities in doing this expansion at Lungi? How have you resolved traffic? How have you resolved easy, smooth landing and transition to home? When you reach Lungi, the same 3 hour wey been dey take you for cross go over Freetown, not only the same 3 hour I get for take you for cross go over Freetown again. So what have we changed in the process? We put an expansion. But in putting that expansion, which other modalities did we look at for say, okay, in putting this expansion, what enhancements other than the looks, other than the modernity of it, what other enhancements is it bringing? What other contribution is it going to make? And make nobody not sit down here they tell me about toll gate. I am not talking about toll gates today, and I am not comparing two governments. Please, I am comparing advancement, development, a decision in implementing advancements. That's what I am doing here. And I don't even talk, say, if should it have been the case that now because now the APC government now even signed that contract, they did not let them. When they scrapped it, why make when they do with the Suma group? They before even change the name self. It no matter if it self the place then na mama might call and you want call and something else, another name where sometimes the native people then they call them that name day. Call and that name day and go into an agreement with the person where you feel guaranteed, where you feel safe with and going, and then give Sierra Leonean the opportunity to expand, to grow. Give Sierra Leoneans and say, make us say Freetonians the opportunity to breathe. So now you get a situation where for every dollar 70 cents, they go to the Suma group, 30 cents they come to Salone. The $25 in and out, we don't know who that they go to because that has not been disclosed. How many flights then they come inside Salone per week? I see somebody want to compare this new extension to Ghana. Ghana has 2 international airports plus 4 local airports. London alone, the flights them alone where they come out to London go Ghana per week now 14 flights a week. I know they talk other country them. I just don't call one place. Just from London, England, the flights them where they left there for go Ghana for the week now 14. Almost they left go Salone. Almost they left go Salone. Almost they left go Salone. How many flights do we get in Sierra Leone? Going to Sierra Leone a day? How full is the fleet? Waiting at the number of the fleet. According to the estimate where they give the Suma group, and this is where also these companies have to do their research. This company really have to do their research. Before you onboard something, you really need to do your environmental study. According to the data where Salone give the Suma group, they say on average, they say on average there are about 5 million people that comes to Sierra Leone that takes oh God, I'm laughing but this is not a laughing matter. These are serious issues we need to discuss. They say on average there are about 5 million the traffic flow in Sierra Leone, but in and out the people and where they go Salone on average per year per fleet, per total fleet now about 5 million. We are talking about a nation of, now if I want for go by exaggerated number, I go say 8 million. If I want for go by conservative number, I go say 7.5 million. We're talking about a nation of 7.5 million. You want for tell me for say 5 million, more than half of that population they travel in and out of Salone. More than half. That's 3/4. And they travel in and out of Salone per year. When we know for say we mass, we density, no ever cross Waterloo. Both ways. Coming from the other side, they no reach Waterloo. Freetown going from the peninsula take on the other side, they no reach Waterloo. So some people then will say this new airport creates an opportunity for tourism and this and that and that. How far have we developed that? And by the way, the phone lines are open, and as soon as we reach top of the hour, the show is over, we're done. How far and what have we done to really realistically encourage tourism in Sierra Leone? And again, and I say, make nobody not talk to me but the toll gate. The toll gate was an awful mistake. When it happened then, I spoke about it as to how awful and exploitative it was. And I still maintain how awful and exploitative it is. Then they don't mean for say, I will come here and gratify the expansion of this airport. No. Beyond the fine, beyond the modernity, beyond the this and that, there is more to it. Listen, some airports then inside this first world war, then Beke Shile pass even the old one who been getting a Lungi. But the bigger question is, are we making long-lasting, effective decisions? Is someone on the line? I think that is the bigger question. Are we making long-lasting, impactful, effective decisions? Not to for just no more say, it was done during my time. But are we doing it in such a way that it is an impactful, positively impactful decision? If I get for land na a beautiful airport, so extension, and then I still get for wait 3 hours for cross go Freetown, you might as well have invested that money in fleets of ferries that run on the hour. One place then in Canada, then call am Vancouver. The island inside Vancouver, then call am Victoria. Where you want go there, not that you cannot take a plane to go there because based on who side they come, but also there are provisions every hour on the hour. I see one they go, one they come. I see one they go, one they come. I see one they go, one they come. Could we have invested that money in proper transportation? I'm not saying that we are not in need of a new airport. I'm not saying we are not in need of a space, a modern space, but was it the most effective, long-lasting, impactful decision? I go take the call. Caller, waiting, are you name and also you the call from?
Yes, hello, Miss Cole. This is Lansana Sako. I call from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Mr. Sako, thank you for calling. What's your contribution?
First of all, I want to say Happy New Year. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Um,
Happy New Year to
yeah,
you as well.
thank you. Me call concerning the airport, and one, maybe you go know you will able to answer this question or not. I don't know. But the most important one is how can we have our leaders to understand the priorities of Sierra Leonean, what we need now, or to know the difference between a need and a want. I think, in my view, those are the mistakes. The difference between, because when you want something doesn't mean you should have it, but when you need it, it means it's a necessity. I,
Mm-hmm.
from the beginning, have said the airport is not a necessity for Sierra Leoneans at this point, looking at the standard of living of our people and the economic situation, joblessness, and increase in homelessness and crime that is going on in the country. And I had suggested, why not use that money to um, give incentives to our local farmers instead of flocking to Freetown selling toothpaste and holding little things, selling them around and left all their villages. We give them incentives that they will go back to their villages and their towns and become farmers one more time. Instead of being subsistence farmers wherein they can provide only for themselves, they become commercial farmers where Sierra Leone can export food in large quantity, and the profits from that, we, instead of having people like companies to come and invest the SUMA with heavy losses for Sierra Leoneans, we ourselves will be able to build from the revenues of our economy our own airports and other things. Instead, we build all these big buildings and do these massive expenditures with nothing to gain from it. As you said, 25 years from now, this thing is going to be dilapidated. It's not going to look like the way it looked. But by then, SUMA company had already made all their money, they've gone. So I don't know how people like you and others will drive this home to our leaders. That is my point. And the question that I wanted to ask was, I don't know if you know it, is would
Mm-hmm.
our taxpayers putting any money towards this? Um, 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 are taxpayers paying anything for this? I believe they are, because yesterday the Minister of Information, Honorable Mohammed
Laman-
Soare, right, was on, and I sent in a question. Now that you've built this airport, the majestic area of the airport is off limits to Sierra Leoneans. So 7.5 million Sierra Leoneans, because it is reserved only for the president, according to him, and other presidents or dignitaries that will be
VIP
coming into
dignitaries,
Sierra
yeah.
Leone, VIP. So to me, people that even do not pay taxes in our country will enjoy our luxuries, while our poor Sierra Leoneans that are always looking forward to live a better life are excluded from going to that particular area. So if you can shed light on that or anything, if you have any idea whether, because somebody is attacking me, well, Sierra Leone taxpayers have nothing to do with this airport. I don't see how and why not? Let's say even if we don't, but does that mean that we shouldn't use a particular area of our airport just because we are not president and we're not dignitaries, we're not elites, we're not up there? So that is my question, and if you can shed some light on that, I will be happy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Sako, for the question. So first of all, to the caller
I,
or contribute to the contributors them where maybe they say Sierra Leone has no no penny in this. To put it mildly, Sierra Leone has every penny and more in this. If I put them the way Mr. Sako put them for say, then say not to Salone they pay tax, not to Sierra Leone, excuse me, or Sierra Leoneans then they pay tax. Make I tell you, to the mommy we no ever mass food, we no ever come up binkolo. Kainsai Makini, they pay tax for this. Okay, to every child, to every diasporan or a child of a diasporan or grandchild or great grandchild of a diasporan that ever ventures into Sierra Leone, they are paying for this. No single Sierra Leonean not they. We know they pay for this. It's just that the greatest burden get for rest on them Sierra Leonean them, where they travel in and out of the country. And sometimes it's not that when I say you are paying for this is by the taxes where they pay to government or that money where they work with and they cut tax panel. It is also the revenue that could have come into the country, but is now being U-turned to the Suma Group. Because guess what? They are operating. When they finish operating, then they will transfer to you. So for the next 25 years, where me very well, I have all confidence that Suma Group will make their money times over. We are all paying for this. Pikin them we don't born, pikin them we didn't award for born. So long as the mommy and the papa then talk, then go inside free to then safe get for pay for this. So don't be fooled. Understand the argument for what it is. And Mr. Sako asked that, there's a difference between a need and a want. Absolutely. There is a difference between a need and a want. I want this thing also, na luxury. I need this thing, na necessity. And he make a very important point where he say, we are not able to feed ourselves. If we don't even use this money, or if we don't even get that, go inside that purse, that central purse, go take money that day. Give them 65 plus, or actually 70% unemployed. Because make we not forget, just as the Kuruma government wasn't able to make a needle, wasn't able to shift the needle, the equation on employment, now the same way this government still not able to shift the needle on unemployment. And what is even more amplified with this government is the fact that Sierra Leone is no longer food self-sufficient. Not that Sierra Leone was food self-sufficient in the past government, but it wasn't at a crisis level. It wasn't at a crisis. Where we are currently right now, Sierra Leone, agriculture, food, basic necessity is at a crisis. Yes, all sign of the world is suffer, all sign of the world get pinched. I am not disputing that. But if we had managed our resources properly, we would have been able to feed. Instead of trying for satisfy everybody we campaign for you the last thing. by awarding them positions, last minute position, last minute tokens, last minute this, and hereby putting heavy stress, really, really heavy stress on the wage bill. Our people are dying. Some sick day when mortal man they sick. Then they die not because medicine not dey, not because the doctor not try, but that thing way for make the a year in not day, in not day, in not day. They say an empty bucket cannot stand. Why make you feel say then get them food bank then at them country and where you gonna go to the store? Think tight for you. Say sometimes you dey look, you buy one spaghetti or you buy one can tomatoes or one can tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, you keep that inside the basket so that the other person can feed. Feeding is very important. To be fed is very important. Then bring seedlings, then come. How the seedlings then disappear? How that then disappear? To next thing you hear is ministers within government owning big agricultural farms. Whereas the population that needs to feed, they don't get access to their seedlings, and they for feed. The caller asked another very serious question, as in, how do we prioritize? As Matilda, I can tell you how I will prioritize. But as a government that has an agenda, I don't know how they prioritize. But the repercussion of the way they prioritize is being felt by the masses. So at the end of the day, I don't give una the definition of what is new. I don't give una the definition of what is expandable or what expands, or the definition of expanding and expansion. It is up to you, Sierra Leoneans. It is up to you to decide. Remember, new or expansion here, at the end of the day, bottom line is not the question. No, forget waiting at the meat of the matter. Whether the airport is new, whether the airport is an expansion, that is not the meat of the matter. The meat of the matter is, was the expansion the right decision for this time and moment? And how does its existence affect your being and your life and your welfare? That is the question to ask. Don't listen to them one day like me wake here for $2,000 pay plate ticket go. No, I go tell una for free. And this is where I am very rigid and straightforward in my opinion. No listen to me, we get access to dollar. We go able to go spend them. Even then I get for think 3 I was telling a friend of mine recently, before I pull the word come on and my mouth, now I pull the way. Say, but Joseph, he said, yeah, big. He said, me, I know they go Salone just now. He said, that money where they go spend go Salone, I go take a hit. He said, I take a go next door country. Why not they even spend half of that they save? He said, 400 don't buy me flight ticket. And they say, don't have a good hotel. I eat back bala, enjoy me safe. I go to other country, I come back. He said, in the name of waiting, in the name of whose patriotism, me go. First of all, I go don't spend, she's in the UK, I go don't spend £2,000 for plane tickets no more. He said, that one I go there back, I get for member, I get for pay tax for going inside for Canada. And then I get for pay now that transport force where they go left me first inside Freetown. When I reach inside Freetown back, I get for member, that person where they go pick me up, that petrol where I get for spend. He said, just you see, I not count eat money inside there too. I not count small for crachani, I not count even enjoyment too. He said for waiting. And these narratives I've heard so many times, so often. And me self we sit on I so. I cannot like you now. It you know, it did not do. It do no uber. What even make me go take $5,000 just no one for go salon for say yes, I'm on a salon. Oh man. No, I will not do it. I will not do it. No, 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 no. Then they're not trying to show me patriotism. So that is why I tell them, I say, una not listen to somebody like me, because yes, in a heartbeat, if I need to, I can do it, I can afford it. But the true Sierra Leonean, and when I say the true Sierra Leonean, they one we sit down inside salon 24/7. Not to them one day we get cabinet position, not to them one day we sit down at the MDOs, not to them one day where then they cut envelope, give them left, right, and center. I am talking about the raw, heart to heart, dust to dust Sierra Leoneans. I am talking about the underbelly, the bottom belly Sierra Leoneans. No, 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 no. It shouldn't be so. No. It shouldn't be. We can do better as a nation. We can do better as a group of people. So when I talk about airport expansion, I'm not talking about just a location. I'm not just talking about an opportunity to expand, to innovate, to go beyond, to see beyond just what is in front of me right now. I'm also talking about repercussions. I'm talking about causal effect. I go left this Nayasu. But I know say as the time they go, as they go, we shall revisit. I know that. If there's one thing I am certain about, it is that. You where they go throw away dollar, throw away pound sterling, throw away this, throw away that. Not to you I they talk to. I they talk to me mama, me auntie, me brother, me sister, me cousin them. When they wake in the morning first, when they watch the post, then they say, Lord in thy mercy, hear our prayer. Then they say, God before me, God behind me, God beside me. Now we are new day. Those are the people I'm talking to. Those are the people I'm talking to. Now something, as we close the program, something important happened today. And I think Sierra Leone, we don't we don't reach now a place where I think every government have a way of just diminishing. They have a way of diminishing. And I'm the first to always say our constitution needs an entire overhaul. But what we currently have now as a constitution, as a law, I think say every government somehow they find a way for pull comot, for make the constitution more irrelevant. I think every set of sometimes lawmakers may your pillow speak with you. May each and every one of your pillows speak with you. And may you know that for a decision made today Tomorrow, someone will wake up and say, precedence. I am going based on precedence. And those precedents or that precedent may not always be for the good of. For the good of. It might sometimes lead to unrest, to strife, to people feeling lost, because those whom they trust to ride that carriage somehow were not riders themselves. Somehow they look as though they were in command. They look as though when they sat on the saddle, that wherever they directed the carriage, the horse to go, the horse will go. But little do we know that they could be impersonators, well dressed, well robed. But they are not riders. So today, the Chief Justice of Sierra Leone made a dissent. When a 53-page dissent. The only way I would go into this is if somebody will study constitutional law and will study electoral law. Not only that you study constitutional law, but you also studied electoral law. But not only that you study the two, but that you dey practice them. I would like for invites. Reach out to us if you're one such person. Let's discuss this because it's important. Because for me, make I read wetin come inside. The Supreme Court of Sierra Leone has ruled in favor of the usage of the proportional representation PR system for the 2023 general elections. The matter was filed by JFK and partners on behalf of Honorable Abdul Kagbo as first plaintiff and Councillor Hakiratu Maxwell Coker as second plaintiff against the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice as first defendant and the Electoral Commission as second defendant. The matter was presided by the Honorable Chief Justice, His Lordship Justice Desmond Babatunde Edwards, and 4 other empaneled Honorable Justices. Proportional representation PR is a term often used to describe a range of electoral system whereby the distribution of seats closely corresponds with proportion of the total votes cast for each party of individual candidates. Just like the time when the then ex-president Anes Baikoma decided to suspend an elected vice president. Not only suspend, but to remove him from the office. And the courts sided with that decision. And then I said, if there is any mistake the court should never have done, is to side with a sitting president to say someone with whom you went to a ticket with, you went on a ticket with, elected as one, you somehow decide that person is unfit and you nominate or appoint someone else in that position. I'm like, it is a precedent that will haunt us, if not in my time, in my generation. And if I pray for long life and good health, knowing Sierra Leone, I'm pretty sure it will haunt us in my time. It is the same way. I'm going to say this ruling, setting this precedent, is not one that welcomes democracy. It's not one that welcomes the institution of democracy. It's not one that welcomes Sierra Leone as a progressive nation. It's not one that welcomes the freedom of the court. It's not one that welcomes the integrity of the law. So that is why I say, may your pillows in life, in service, and out of service rest with you. May people learn. And the word that. Until we meet again, may God bless the Sayosai we come on. May God continue for bless we. May God continue for cover we any Sayosai we fen we safe. And for the land that we love, people like us who will continue to do what we do. They can choose to hear us, or they can choose to play deaf ears. At the end of the day, I know when I lie on my pillow, I know I am good. Onotata.
Most countries in Africa have been struggling to maintain long-serving electricity services, but over the years, most of those countries have failed, and as a result, many other sectors like health, business, education have been negatively impacted. To help salvage this problem for life is why the Central University, One Silicon Hills, Mile 91, Tonkolili district in Sierra Leone has decided to establish a renewable energy department to help train and equip young minds to create a lasting solution to not just Sierra Leone's energy supply problem, but the entire Africa and the world at large.
We believe that as a department will help in setting the way for Sierra Leone and other countries in the African continent to advance their renewable energy systems. We also believe in practical as well as theory. With the two, we know we can build strong minds to help countries within the African continent benefit from their natural resources like the sun, wind, hydro, biomass, geothermal, and many other sources.
For potential students to understand and respond to this continental problem, the university has established solar farms backed up with strong power systems to help students realize their skills. Trained and qualified staff are all on the standby to guide potential students.
What we'll be doing here will be different from what is practiced in other places, because here we focus on training our students not just to understand ideas related to the course, but will help them set the pace in creating solutions to renewable energy problems in their communities, countries and beyond. Also, with the guidance of our well-trained staff, we are sure that we'll be able to help our students apply these practical solutions in shaping the renewable energy sector.
Be part of the renewable energy family at the Central University, and together, let's join in the fight to respond and repurpose our national and continental energy system to become resource efficient from natural resources for decades to come.